What's going on, YouTubers? This is Buddy coming at you with a quick video. Just wanted to talk about proper water flow through your saltwater reef aquarium. Now, depending on the type of corals that you're housing in your aquarium, this will be different for everybody. The water flow in your aquarium is going to be different. So I'm going to talk, basically, I'm going to give you a fairly wide range, not too much, but obviously if you're keeping softies and LPS corals, this number is going to fall towards the lower end. If you're keeping SBS corals, SBS dominant aquarium, it's going to fall towards the higher end. Now, water flow through your sump, it doesn't need to be a raging river. Now, your whole system should go through your sump around 5 to 10 times an hour, and the turnover inside your aquarium should be between 15 to 20 times an hour. Now, if you have an SBS dominant aquarium, obviously you can bump that up to 30 times an hour. That's a lot. That's quite a bit. But you can do that. And I've heard of people going beyond that. Now, me personally, I would never go beyond that. Now, that's in the 15 to 20 times turnover would be inside the aquarium. The 5 to 10 times turnover would be in the sump. Now, this is per hour. Now, if you have an SBS all dominant aquarium, you can go up to 30 times turnover, and a little bit higher if you have a fully grown out aquarium or you have some big SPS pieces blocking the flow, you can bump that up a little higher. But like I said, the needs are going to be different for everybody's aquarium. Now, water movement through your sump, obviously if you're housing LPS corals and softies, would be around 5 to 6 times an hour. I would stick towards that lower end of the estimate that I gave you. Now, SBS corals, I would go for 10 times an hour. Now, you don't really want to go too much beyond that, mainly because you want to give the protein skimmer and the media and the filtration inside the sump adequate time to do their job. If the water's flying through there like a raging river, they're not going to have time to do what they're there for, and that is to filter and clean the water. Now, you don't want to not have enough flow going through there. You want to make sure you have enough going through there. So that's why I shoot between 5 to 10 times an hour. Now, my aquarium here goes through mine 10 times an hour. It's a mixed reef, SBS dominant. I do have a lot of SBS pieces, and I have a lot of LPS pieces. So I do go with the 10 times per hour. And inside the aquarium, I have a 20 times turnover rate inside the aquarium. So for the whole system is about 30 times turnover per hour. And that's for the whole system. Now, keep in mind, guys, you want to make sure you have enough water flow within the aquarium. You want to make sure you have good water movement at the top of the aquarium for good oxygen and gas exchange. You want to make sure your filtration is set up, so it's skimming the top of the water, and that's why it's good to buy a tank that is already built with an overflow box, so you have it skimming the top of the water, the middle of the water, and down at the bottom of the water. Now, you don't want to just have it set up to where it's just skimming across the top of the water, because then you're lacking that filtration or water being taken from the aquarium at these lower levels, and that's important. It really is important, so that it's just best to buy an aquarium that has a built-in overflow box, or if you're gonna buy one that you're gonna plumb yourself and do your own overflow box, that's fine, but definitely make sure you have drains. Or if you're just not gonna do an overflow box and you're gonna plumb it yourself, make sure you have drains set up properly. I really, in my opinion, don't believe in having an aquarium where it's just the water's just being skimmed off the top. You want it to skim off the top, but you also want it to come down and skim, and that's why an overflow box is really good. It really is. Now, a lot of tanks are being built where they just skim off the top, and this is just my opinion. I think it's Reef Savvy or Reef's Energy has the Ghost Overflow, where it does just skim off the top. And you can have a successful reef aquarium, but in my opinion, I like to have it set up just like that. I like to have the overflow box where it has the different slots from the bottom all the way to the top, just so it's sucking in water and getting all those fine particulates from the bottom to the top. Now, back to water movement. Like I said, you definitely want to have good water movement at the top of the aquarium for good oxygen and gas exchange. You want to have good movement with inside the aquarium, and you want to have varying flows. You don't want to just have a linear flow, a one-way flow. You want to have, more random flow. Kind of like a dishwasher, kind of like, You want to make sure the corals are not being blasted in the same exact way all the time. No one likes that. That's like you being outside and having the wind blowing in your face the same way every single day. That could get a little annoying. You're not going to like that, So keep that in mind, guys. Definitely have varying flows. It's good to have, a wave maker controller to where you can turn some pumps on, have some pumps shut off throughout the day, and have the flow change. You can do a closed loop system. You can get they have a lot of different wave makers out there. I'm not even going to begin to name them all. There's plenty out there to help to, change the flow through the aquarium. Now, if you don't want to spend the money on a wave controller, you can definitely just strategically place power heads within the aquarium to give you that random flow. It's good to have one on each side, have them intersect in the middle, and maybe you have two in the back. Now, if you have a small Nano Aquarium, that's a little different. You can have the power head to the back of the aquarium, so it comes around like a hurricane, kind of like, and stirs everything like that. Because in a small Nano Aquarium, you don't want to have two power heads on each side, and most Nano Aquariums are kind of rounded shaped. So, power heads on the back wall would be your best bet. So keep that in mind, guys, and make sure you always have good water exchange at the top. And make sure the water, your pump inside your sump is strong enough to do the 5 to 10 times turnover, depending on the type of tank you have. And make sure you have adequate water flow inside the aquarium. That's very important, knowing the type of corals that you have, the type of fish that you have, and making sure you're meeting their needs as much as possible. That's what's going to keep you successful. Doing some research, knowing what it is that you have, truly knowing, not just looking up online and regurgitating what you're hearing from somebody else, doing your own research. I'm just giving you guidelines. I'm expecting everybody to do their own research and fully understand the type of corals and stuff they're housing to know the type of flow and water movement that they need. Alright, guys, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them, let me know. If you want help deciding how much flow you should have in your aquarium, leave me a message and let me know what type of corals and fish you have in your aquarium and the type and the size of your aquarium, and I can help you in that regards. Alright, guys, don't forget to hit the like button, and happy reefing.